What's going on, people? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, guys, listen, this news broke last night, and I felt like I had to do a video. Do you know what I mean? It's not major news in the boxing scene right now, but I'm going to try and upload more videos to this channel. And, it got my attention. So I thought, let me upload it, let me share my thoughts and hear what you guys think, because that's what this channel's for, right? So, yeah, last night, Jermell Charlo, who hasn't been in the ring for 2 years now, he was in the ring last against Canelo Alvarez, really. It was a limp performance against Canelo, lost on points, but very disappointing the way how it all played out, man. I mean, it seemed like he didn't really try from the fourth or fifth round onwards. You know what I mean? It looked like he was just surviving to get the decision. And then not only that, after he lost the decision, he seemed pretty happy with himself. Do you know what I mean? So very disappointing all round. It seemed like a waste of everybody's time, that fight. And his stock really dropped because Jermell Charlo, but going into that fight, was the undisputed champion at 154. He was the clear king of that division. And, he had everything going for him. There was a potential clash with Terence Crawford that was in the making. That would have made a lot of money. Maybe not as much as Canelo, but it would have made a lot of money and it would have stirred a lot of interest. You know what I mean? It was a fight where he probably had more chance of winning because Crawford was coming up, hadn't really tested the waters yet. So maybe that was that would have been a good fight. Went in there with Canelo, lost, soundly beaten. And, he's been missing ever since. We haven't really seen Jermell Charlo and we haven't really missed Jermell Charlo. Well, I haven't anyway. But he came out yesterday, put a few posts on his social media, which got people talking. Now, the first one was obviously just saying that he will be returning back to 154, which makes sense. I mean, if he's going to carry on, that is his natural weight division, right? But he hasn't fought there for over 2 years now. So maybe, we're going to have to see how that goes. Can he still make the weight? I guess time will tell. But not only that, but then he put out a few cryptic posts suggesting that his next opponent could be his former friend. Well, I'm guessing they're still friends, maybe. Yeah, his friend, his fellow Texan relative, Errol Spence Jr., former gym buddy. Could these two be sharing a ring with each other? Well, according to Jermell Charlo, that could be a possibility. Like I said, he put out some cryptic posts yesterday on his social media. I'm not sure if it's still there, but one of them obviously was that he was returning back to 154. The second post that he put out was basically saying that there are no friends in this business, which then led on to his third post, which I think it was all on his story, where it had a picture of a lion with a big fish in its mouth. Now, we all know what the lion means. Like, it's symbolic. Lions only. That's Jermell Charlo's moniker. That's both the twins' moniker. Big lion. And then he's got a big fish in his mouth. Who calls himself the big fish? Could we be seeing Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence Jr. sharing a ring together? Now, like I said, these two, they're both from Texas. Do you know what I mean? They're both worked in the gym for years together, had the same trainer in Derek James. Errol Spence is no longer with Derek James. Charlo, we haven't seen him for a while. I'm not sure what his situation is, but these two guys grew up in the ring together, man. Literally, like they've had many sparring sessions. They've trained together. They've supported each other. They are actually friends. I mean, you've seen them at social events where the two of them are hanging around with each other. So is this a money grab where it's like, look, we're both towards the tail end of our careers now. Let's just make this money and get out. Let's just fight each other. Have they both just silently agreed on that? Very much a possibility. Is this just Jermell Charlo throwing it out there in the air? That's also a possibility. I haven't seen or heard Errol Spence respond to this yet, but he definitely will be made aware because the internet was buzzing in terms of that potential fight. Now, would you guys like to see it? What sort of significance does it have? I mean, in terms of significance, not that much as of now. I mean, if you were to put this on like 5 years ago, it would have been huge, huge. But now both of them have suffered defeats. Errol Spence suffered his first one at the hands of Terence Crawford, and it really was a damaging defeat. I mean, it was sort of the career-ending type of defeats, and he hasn't been in the ring for over 2 years since then. Do you know what I mean? The beating was so bad. People were kind of suggesting, will Errol Spence get back in the ring again? Has the fight been beaten out of him? And, that did come across my mind when you see, Errol Spence has done so much in his career already. Do you know what I mean? Became unified champion at welterweight, made a lot of money. And he's also suffered a lot outside of the ring in terms of having a near-death experience with that car accident. So, he's been through a lot. He's had to have eye surgery as well. And you thought maybe after that fight with Crawford that maybe you should just call it a day. He's in his mid-30s now. But the Charlo fight, I guess if he is going to return to 154, because it's looking like he will, if he does return, that's where he'll be. 154 is no joke, man. That division is very, very dangerous, man. And it's not really one where it has many superstars in it, but they've got very dangerous opponents in there. And I just have to be honest, man, this version of Errol Spence or even Jermell Charlo, this version of either fighter going up against the sort of talent at 154 now, you wouldn't favor them over the top guys. You just wouldn't right now. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess PBC could be looking at this thinking, yeah, we can make something out of this. Do you know what I mean? We don't really have much on our schedule anymore compared to previously. You know, they used to have a ton of fights on PBC, but now it's very few and far between. You know, since Turkey Al Sheikh has made his way into the game, it's pretty much taken over in terms of getting promoters to work with him and, you know, having these huge cards. And the PBC have been kind of like almost forgotten about. So for them, could they put this on? Will it get America talking? I think it would. I mean, in terms of significance, going back there, this doesn't have as much significance at all on the boxing world, but I still think this fight would do well in terms of, you know, getting an audience. Do you know what I mean? You've got many fights out there where fighters are past their sell by date, and you know the significance is not that high, but it will still generate an audience. Look at Derek Chisora. What sort of significance does he have in the heavyweight division? But he can still sell out the O2. Do you know what I mean? So could it be this for Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence? We'll see. Like I said, Errol Spence hasn't responded to this yet, but maybe they're working on something. Maybe something's cooking behind the scenes. But what do you guys think about this? Is this just a pointless fight for you? Would you tune in and watch it? I'm guessing it would certainly go on pay-per-view if it did get made. But, you know, friends turn foes, they could sell it as that angle. It has happened in boxing before. Mayweather and Zab Judah were friends and then they fought. And you know what I mean? Like there are plenty of examples of that. So this isn't nothing new in boxing. Could this just be a final money grab? Could they angle in the trainer element as well? You know, with Derek James being in the corner of Jermell Charlo, that could be a selling point. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. Nothing really confirmed yet, nothing concrete, but Jermell Charlo putting it out there that he will be returning to 154 and he's looking at Errol Spence as his opponent. Now, before I go, I will say that this has been flagged before in terms of the question has been asked to Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo if they would consider fighting each other. And they both said, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they said that, you know, if the money's right, it could happen. So I guess time will tell, man. Let's see what happens. But would you be interested in this fight? Does it interest you? And if it does, and it does happen, who have you got winning? I think it's interesting right now, man. I mean, off the top of my head right now, Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo. I mean, Errol Spence was so damaged from that fight with Terence Crawford, stepping into a new weight division against Jermell Charlo. Maybe Charlo could be the slight favorite in that, but time will tell. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, guys. I mean, just before I go, I could see Errol Spence bullying Charlo as well. So, especially the sort of Charlo that we saw who went in there with Canelo. But see, I'm talking about the options of this fight already, and nothing's even been confirmed yet. So, what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video.